Welcome back, darlings. Hope you go well. In this video, I'm going to be showing you two new spray-on foam sealants that I've not used. Bilt Hamber Touch-On, which I'm really keen to see because it's Bilt Hamber, right? And generally everything's good that they make. And Yum Foam Plus. Now this is at the absolute premium end of the spectrum. So I want to see how they compare. What I'm going to do, I've cleaned the car, deconned the car, and then I've used Kamikaze number 5 as a stripping agent to get off as much of what was there before, which was only a bit of protector wax actually applied like 12 weeks ago. So it's mostly dead. And I am now going to do kind of half and half. My plan is to use Infinity Wax Synergy Boost in the spray bottle on the rear door on both sides. And then on the front doors, which are the ones that get more punishment, I'm going to put either the Foam Plus or the Touch-On. Those are going to be foamed on. This is sprayed on because I've already had it mixed up. Both of these can be used in a spray bottle application. I think it's just being used as foam is what people like to see it as. So we're going to do that. This is the control. I've already got a review video on this. I'll link to it at the end for you. So I know I can get upwards, well, up to about 3 months from the Infinity Wax there. So it is a fair reference point. As I said, the car's all clean, so now I am at the stage where I just need to get some quick protection on. So let's get these mixed up, shall we? Right, reading the instructions, the Yum Foam Plus says you want to do it 1 to 9 in a litre. And for the Touch-On, it says 30ml to 300ml. Actually, the dilution ratios aren't that different. That's 1 to 10, that's 1 to 9. It's just this says to 330 in a foam lance and this one says to a litre. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mix them up in 2 different containers. They've both got 200ml of water in because I'm just doing such a small area for the test. So, and I'll just mix those up, get them ready, and then we'll get them onto the car. I am using the same foam cannon. I'm just going to flush it out in between doing both sets of sealant, if that makes sense. So first off, 20ml of Touch-On. It's quite a thick gel consistency, a bit thicker than protector wax. My initial thought there. It's very thick, very gel-like actually, which is different to what I've experienced from other ones of these. So the Infinity Wax is very liquid, which is nice, easy to get on. So my initial thoughts are here, I'm having to really drain this in to the point that you wouldn't know you've got all of it in there. Now, how important is it to get every last millimetre? I'm not sure, right? But it's not running out of there. So I'm going to need to go and rinse this out real quick. We'll be back in a second. I actually blasted that out in the pressure washer because it wasn't rinsing off easily. So now this one is just giving me about 23ml. Oh, there must be a foil seal inside this bottle. You can tell they're brand new. These, oh, it's a plastic plug. These are from CA Detailing, so thank you for sending them over, guys, for me to review. Really looking forward to trying these, actually. So this one's runnier. Interestingly, it's runnier, but it's all spilt down the side of the bottle. So this being a thicker gel made it easy to pour out. However, I found it harder to get into there, but I feel like, oh, wasted. I've just realised it has got a cap that comes with it, with the little spout. My mistake. That's actually giving me very good control. Okay, not a problem it being runny. User error. Oh, smells nice, like a bit banana-y. I say it smells nice, I don't like bananas. It's got a strong smell. I don't like bananas at all. That doesn't have any odour, so that's good. Let's go get them on. Okay, so the fact that you're seeing me here is telling you one thing, and that is the recording went catastrophically wrong. The phone had filled up and I hadn't realised, so it didn't record any of me doing the application process. However, I have got the footage of the first rinsing off after that application, so let's go and watch that now. I've just sprayed it on and I didn't realise I wasn't filming, so I'm just going to rinse it off here. That looks, that to me, my initial reaction was this is way more hydrophobic than the Touch-On. Let me see, and I'm going to bring you in and do some very slow-mo footage of it, see what we get. Okay, so this is the Synergy Boost versus the Touch-On. Touch-On is what we're hitting first, switching over to the Synergy Boost. So the Touch-On is on the left-hand side of the screen here, Synergy Boost on the right. To my eyes, I think the Synergy Boost performs better, it's quicker. This is an opinion I had consistently at the time and when I'm watching back the footage too. So in the battle of Touch-On versus Synergy Boost, I think from the initial application that the Synergy Boost is a more hydrophobic sealant. So we'll see really how it lasts over time, because that's the real test now. And switching over to the Yum, so this is the Yum Foam Plus versus Synergy Boost. Yum is on the door handle side here, so the right hand side of the screen, Synergy Boost on the left. These two are very, very close, but I do think that the Yum Foam Plus here on the right hand side edges the Synergy Boost. Okay, so what's happened in between the application and now is I've washed it 3 times. I haven't got all the footage from that. It's a bit boring, to be honest. But let me tell you that I did 2 rinseless washes first. I did both of them with CarPro Echo. The first one, I used a QD as part of the drying process, and I forgot afterwards that I shouldn't have been putting a QD on because I don't want to interfere with the results. However, I put on Forecla G3, so it isn't like a hydrophobic QD, it's just a pure QD, very glossy. These are feeling nice and slick, but that's all I put on. And then it's been washed again with CarPro Echo in between. And then the final one I did was Garage Therapy Snow V2 at 2% PIR for the pre-wash, and then Garage Therapy 1 shampoo for the contact wash. Even the rinseless washes were pre-washed with either Touchless or Garage Therapy Snow. And then I went in and did those rinseless washes. So what you're about to see are the results after that, and we're about 3.5 months in. I'm going to start off again with the Synergy Boost versus the Touch-On. So this is it after 3.5 months. This is the Synergy Boost after the contact wash versus the Touch-On. So I'm going to switch back again in a second so you see it in a bit more detail. To me, again, the Synergy Boost's hydrophobics are sharper and faster than the Touch-On, just like they were after the initial application, really. So it's sort of degraded evenly, if that makes sense, but the Synergy Boost is still further ahead, in my opinion, than the Touch-On. Sheets away nicely though. This is not to say the Touch-On is bad, but the Synergy Boost is a bit better. And as for the Yum Foam Plus, well, this is impressive. So on the wing, it's performing incredibly well, like really hydrophobic above the shoulders. Now obviously these bits don't get too much dirt, so let's get on to the actual door. Again, this is the Yum Foam Plus. Right down the bottom here, it has survived, which is seriously impressive. I know it hasn't been terrible weather and it's been pretty dry. I haven't washed it too many times, but it's done well. So this is the Synergy Boost, which has also done very, very well. But I think when you look at both of them next to each other, which we're going to look at here, I think the Yum Foam Plus is a little bit faster in terms of hydrophobics than the Synergy Boost, but my God, is it close. And on the boot, I did Touch-On the left-hand side, and then I did Yum Foam Plus on the right-hand side. So this was after the initial application, just rinsing them off here. Bizarrely here, they seem pretty comparable, though when you put them against Synergy Boost, there was a bit of a difference, wasn't there? I still think the Yum Foam Plus on the right-hand side of the screen is a bit faster than the Touch-On. A bit more hydrophobic is what I mean here. It's repelling the water and it's sheeting and beading it off more quickly. But it is close. You can see sheeting away here, the Yum Foam Plus side is a bit quicker, in my opinion. But then when we switch over to it after 4 or so months, or 3.5 months, it is raining when I was doing this as well. And I've already washed and rinsed off once, and I'm just going to film the hydrophobics. Up on the top part here, broadly comparable. When you get actually onto the boot proper, I don't know if it's me, but it actually looks like the Touch-On side is a bit more hydrophobic. I don't know what you think looking at this. The Yum Foam side's really quick as well. They're pretty even, but I still think on the side of the car, the Yum Foam had it. Now, here's the interesting thing for me. Last time I tested Synergy Boost over the winter against Protector Wax, I got about 3 or so months out of it, I think. That was good, really impressive. These are running 3.5 months. They're all doing really well. So I think the QD may have acted as an extra barrier, giving them a bit more longevity, which I think is useful. It's a good thing to know. but I don't think it's interfered in the results too much. And from what I'm seeing here, I would say the Yum Foam Plus has done the best, but it's very, very close to the Infinity Wax Synergy Boost, and both of those are marginally ahead of the Bilt Hamber. The cost per wash for the Yum Foam Plus, you might think is expensive, but it's absolutely comparable with the Synergy Boost. And that Touch-On is, cost per wash wise, very good. It's better value. Personally, I would choose the Yum Foam Plus because I want the better performance that I get out of that, and I think it's worth the money. But really, all of them are fantastic products and they all work well. So choose which one you wish. A lot of people will like the cost per wash benefit of the Bilt Hamber. So that's a good thing to know. You can use that as a shampoo. I'm sure you can use the other ones as shampoos as well. They just don't say you can. They can all be used in spray bottles. You know, the Infinity Wax instructions don't mention it, but I've used it like that. It works really well, very economical. So yeah, if you want to buy these, links to CA detailing are down below, along with the discount code where you can get 10% off. Thanks very much for watching. Thanks to CA Detailing for sending these out. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. And yeah, see you in the next one.